Ethan, known only as Number 7, found himself trapped in a remote mountain village along with 6 other strangers. None of them knew each other's names. They were only allowed to use numbers. The rules were simple yet terrifying. There were 2 mysteries and 1 final answer. The only way to escape was to solve them. But there was only one winner. The rest would lose everything. On the first day, the group headed toward the village shrine at the center. Along the way, 2 strange things happened. First, every villager avoided them. Doors slammed shut, windows were locked, and no one dared to look at them. Second, a series of small accidents began to occur. One person tripped and injured his knee, another was hit by debris falling from a roof. It felt like the entire village was rejecting their presence. Inside the shrine, Ethan noticed a large stone statue of a snake deity. In front of it lay an old almanac. The elderly caretaker explained that the villagers believed in the snake god, who once marked daily fortunes and misfortunes in the almanac. Following the rules would bring luck. Breaking taboos would cause misfortune. Violating deadly taboos would result in instant death. However, something had changed. The god had gone mad a year ago. The almanac no longer listed good actions. Only forbidden ones remained. The group discussed the taboos and suspected that one of them, avoiding contact with strangers, explained why the villagers hid from them. When they asked if the same rules would apply the next day, the caretaker said the taboos changed daily and might repeat unpredictably. Then Number 1, driven by curiosity, stepped forward and flipped the almanac to the next day. He died instantly. Panic spread through the group. The caretaker warned them that offending the snake god was the ultimate taboo. No further explanation was given. With no villagers willing to interact and danger looming, the group split up to search for clues, agreeing to return to the shrine in 2 hours. Ethan explored the eastern part of the village and noticed a large house decorated for a celebration. Red lanterns and paper ornaments covered the entrance, but with no one to explain their meaning, he left without answers. When he returned early to the shrine, the caretaker locked the door behind him, claiming it was cold outside. Minutes later, someone knocked. Because of the taboo, Ethan hesitated to open the door. Then his phone rang. It was Number 6, claiming he was outside. After confirming, Ethan opened the door and let him in. Soon others returned, Numbers 3, 4, and 5, but Number 2 was missing. They shared what they had discovered. The village was split in half by a river shaped exactly like the snake statue. Some villagers were seen hiding inside houses with yellow papers stuck to their faces, each labeled with a name. A wedding invitation had also been found, mentioning a man named Henry inviting someone to his daughter's wedding. As they waited, Number 2 still didn't return. Fearing something had happened, they went out together to search for him. Crossing the river, they spotted him on a bridge. He seemed ready to approach them, but suddenly froze, as if he had seen something terrifying, and ran away. They chased after him and arrived at a large tree. Beneath it lay a fresh corpse. It was Number 6. Ethan felt a chill run through his body. If Number 6 was dead, then who had been with them? When they turned around, the Number 6 who had followed them was gone. No one spoke. No one moved. Something in the village could replace people. They returned to the shrine in silence. The next day, Ethan checked the almanac again. Still only taboos. Among them were activities like cutting wood, seeking medical help, and holding weddings. That morning, villagers gathered at the shrine to worship. Ethan observed from the shadows and noticed that every single villager had a piece of paper attached to their face, each one with a name written on it. Then he remembered the corpse of Number 6. The paper on its face had been blank. Realization struck him. Names mattered. Identity mattered. Ethan quietly approached the caretaker and asked whether the snake god being sealed could be considered an illness. The caretaker replied that it did count, but seeking treatment today was forbidden. At that moment, Ethan uncovered the first mystery. Why had the snake god gone mad? But after witnessing the corpse beneath the tree, he made a decision. He would not share everything he knew, because in this village, knowledge could be just as deadly as the rules themselves.